You know, it really means something when you're actually thinking of listening to me. At least you're manning up, admitting your faults, and feel that there may be some need of attitude adjustment. Someone who... Oh, you guys know where this is going. BAM! So, I was originally going to do this video with Loudon, but things got screwy and didn't work. Not sure why, but I'll tell you what didn't cause it. Loud music. So, I'm back here again, talking about Jay, because he was just oh so nice enough to say all sorts of wonderful and heartstring-pulling things like, oh, well, there's also, oh, there is him saying, yeah, there's, ooh, yeesh. There is some ooty in this booty. It's weird though, because I got plenty of comments as well as a PM and a very calm conversation with me, Jay, Scarlett, Love You Honey, and Sir Raven. So, after all that and seeing this, I'm left with a question every single one of you are probably asking as well. What the hell happened? Well, boom, there's fault number one. Metal Fantasy. How Mr. Mainstream Student was able to cause rage and fiery fumes from simply saying things like this is beyond me. Bravo, Metal Fantasy, you trying too hard actually accomplished something. And that's probably the only time I'll ever say that. Though, to be truthful, this wouldn't be the first time he's done this. Tell me if this sounds familiar to any of you guys. A guy acts stupid, someone calls him out on it, he rages some more, becomes a huge laughingstock, and tries to apologize. A few weeks later, restarts to act stupid. Yeah, I can name quite a few moments where he's like this. First was when he started attacking Vicious for something, and suddenly he started going after Mr. Reuven for God knows what. He then apologizes again, and then starts shit with Sweetthorn. I send him a few messages on free e-webs, and he gets bitchy and complainy. Cue my video on him, he sends me a PM saying he wants to make things better again, and then makes this journal. This hilarious, hypocritical, and insecure journal. You could say it's very stupid. Like last time, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you guys. Just the juicy stuff. First of all, you going on about people lacking evidence. It's great you support the idea of wanting physical and visual validation to convicting someone of an action, but you go on saying, where's your proof this person is a hacker? Here's my question. Where's your proof that he isn't? See, the door can swing both ways here. Also, if you're so angry about chain posting on the internet, why did you bother posting the link to the other journal anyway? Now we'll get to the good stuff. I just felt like pointing that bit out. It's your choice, your move, if you want to stay as the gullible fucking idiot that believes everything they read until some person who thinks who knows all, sees all, and can say and do whatever they like as a rant, such as I am doing now, being contraceptive asshole and a black kettle. See, the whole you can make whatever choice you want thing doesn't exactly work when you insult the people who choose the other side anyway. Also, are you still using the term contraceptive? Dude, the word doesn't mean what you think it does. We may be assholes, but we aren't pro-abortion. By the way, Black Kettle, are you ever going to use that phrase right? Eventually, everybody's stupidity and what others think is right or wrong will be judged, opinionated, bluntly stated, and thrown onto. Yeah, Jay. That's called life. So, yeah. Moving on. YouTube, just so the world can point, laugh, and exchange blows, and not to mention increase trolling, cyberbullying, and this is me assuming, the suicide and death count. It's amazing you seem to believe that this kind of thing can only end in a result of being posted on YouTube. Jay, are you, like, completely oblivious to the DA journals posted about you too? It's not just YouTube where this is happening. Besides, there's only one video about you right now, and it's the one I did. Soon about bit two, but who's counting right now? Stop blowing this out of proportion, basically. What's also rich is you seem to say this is just a point, laugh, and attack thing that everybody's just doing to you. And this is just to increase the amount of haters, trolls, bullies, and suicide attempts. I'm sorry, Jay, but aren't you trying to do the same thing in this journal? You can also stop with the talks of suicide, especially since after you've told me in a PM that I was right in saying it's all bullshit lies. I'm not going to take you seriously anymore when you basically end up doing this. in other reasons, if being truthful all the time is a good thing, then explain how telling the truth all the time keeps you alive. Need an example? Okay, say you are in the streets and there's a person with a gun. You notice he has a condition or syndrome, and you act honest and truthful, giving your opinion and blunt statement. The person with the gun takes it in a different way, since the words you spit out give out a different translation to what you think it does. Now this person with the gun gets insulted, pissed, hurt, and gets emotional, and since you in your own mind think that being truthful, honest, and blunt all the time can get you into the world and make life easier for you, I can call bullshit because it doesn't. The guy shoots you in the head and you die. Jay? Just sit down for a minute, because you're going to want to hear this. There's only one thing I really have to say about this whole example that you're giving here. You do realize that there's a difference between an ignorant human being and a fucking psychopath? This example is horrible because you're basically describing a person who is literally mentally insane and completely unpredictable because they're fucking crazy. They'd shoot you even if you told the truth. They'd shoot you even if you told a lie. You want to know why? Because they're insane. Besides, most people like this tend to be locked up in an institution where they have no physical confrontation with others. Plus, how many times do you get a gun or a knife raised to you? Not very often. Unless you live in Detroit. And it's certainly not because you're being truthful to the person. Next time you try to make an example, Jay, try thinking of something more, I don't know, realistic. If you want a perfect example of why constantly lying is bad, look at the little boy who cried wolf. Boy shouts wolf, people keep running back, discover no wolf, kid laughs, real wolf comes, little boy shouts wolf, no one believes him, and the kid gets omnommed by wolf. Or, think of the snowball effect. Every time you lie, your snowball gets bigger. When someone catches onto your lie, your ball goes rolling down the hill, and when you finally admit to it, it all crashes down on you. So, being honest and truthful and blunt all the time, does that make you a better person, or does that make you into a bully, a horrid person who thinks they've seen it all, know it all, and is making a book named? What's the book named? Seriously, what the fuck is this book named? I'm gonna look it up on Amazon. Also, you heard it right, folks. Being honest and telling the truth makes you a bully. Sorry, Abraham Lincoln, Bill Cosby, Martin Luther King Jr., Teddy Roosevelt, Simon Cowell, Gandhi, police officers, army men, and everyone working at a Make-A-Wish Foundation. You're all horrible people for being honest and truthful. Funny, I thought parents always taught their kids to be truthful to others. As for rant videos on YouTube, many people can make a rant video on the person ranting on them. My question being is, if they are going to make videos about you behind your back, does that make them cowardly, or is it a sign that they want people to be all over the being making the rant on others so they can agree, fight, and make matters worse? I didn't make this video behind your back. First of all, it's on a public website. A website commonly used by a lot of people. I even asked a few people if they could send you a link to the video because, 1, I don't have a DA anymore, in case you forgot, and 2, during that time you blocked me on Skype, so I had to ask someone to make the link public to you. So no, I didn't upload it behind your back. Besides, if we're going by this logic, then aren't you doing the same thing? Here you are making this journal talking about me, and yet I have no way of finding this out because 1, you never sent me the link to your journal, 2, I don't have a DA anymore, again, in case you didn't notice, and 3, I'm not watching you on DA. I had to get this from someone who barely even knows or cares about you. Besides, if there's anyone who's making matters worse, it's you for not knowing when not to say something stupid. That's what fuels the fires of the internet, just so you know. Not all beings can agree or disagree with everything unless your name is Realm Wars 2, hey, that's me, on YouTube. And everything you read, talk about on Skype, or the internet is your bitch to throw a blunt statement, opinion, and gain a rise out of many people by using your intelligence to confuse, annoy, and go, oh, I have plenty of friends with my truth, honestly, and other crap. If he was truthful all the time, then seriously, this man should be lonely and beating himself up because, of course, to him lying is wrong. So I should be treated no better than some homeless man on the street just because I prefer to be real with people? You'd make a horrible juryman, you know that? Also, I love how this guy seems to think telling a fib is perfectly fine. Especially since it's one of the reasons people are arrested and put into prison because they either lied during court or wrote a lie about something on a government document. In fact, while we're at it, fun fact, you can get an Article 15 in basic combat training for the military if a drill sergeant catches you lying about something. So, Jay, if you ever plan on joining military, I hope you don't like paychecks because as long as you don't lie, you'll be making all of that money. 10 out of 10 says he's never lied to protect anybody because does he care? No question mark. No. He's like some criminal masterminder, judge of the universe, just waiting for anything to fuck up so he can say, call you out, bitch, and share it to the world like it's some sort of comedy festival. Well, to be perfectly content here, this is fucking hilarious. For all the wrong reasons. Also, I'm apparently a criminal because I tell the truth. I'm sorry, but what reality does this work again? Not just that, but when has lying ever protected anybody? Oh yeah, you can lie to a person and tell them everything's going to be okay, but when it turns out everything isn't going to be okay, what do you do then? Your attempts of lying to them didn't work, so what do you do to protect them now? Not just that, but how will you handle the backlash you'll receive after being found out as a liar? It's funny how in this last journal I read from you, you started talking about God and Jesus. Yeah, apparently God's message of the truth will set you free seemed to have flown over your head. Hey, you need another example about how lying can turn somebody into a horrible mess? An episode of Rurouni Kenshin, they introduced Cho, the sword collector of the Juppon Gatna. He wanted to find Shaku's last sword, asked his son, the son said no, and the guy basically started terrifying their baby and almost tried to kill it. The wife told Cho that the last sword does exist, and Cho ended up taking their baby for lying to them. Guess what, everybody? Jay would totally support this kid getting killed by lying over saving his life by telling the truth. I'll just say this. Lying to protect someone is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. Really, you don't lie to protect other people, you lie to protect only yourself, because you can't be bothered to let people know what's really going on. Admit it, Jay, you only lied to make yourself look more pitiful. That's exactly why you kept lying about being bullied at school, getting raped, and attempts of suicide, isn't it? It was all for yourself. I'm sorry, why do people defend this guy? Also, Realm Wars 2, hey, that's me again. The fact that you said you can't wait to tell your friend, that makes you look like a 9-year-old at school going, ooh, you said to swear, I'm going to tell. I'm telling an adult and I'm informing the world what you said because I'm not mature to do it by myself. Yeah, makes me look like a 9-year-old. I'm sorry, Jay, but I'm not the one telling people to go kill themselves, now am I? Oh, and responding with a journal that I had no way of knowing because I'm not a watcher of your page, and I have no DA account. Again, in case you forgot. What's amazing, though, is that this is the guy who will go on tirades about how he will report every person who inconveniences him to DA admins, get their accounts terminated. It even goes as far as to making rants like this himself, where he's trying to tattle to all 4 of his watchers who actually give a shit about his stuff. And he has the nerve to label me as a tattletale? It's like this, Jay. You call it tattletaling, I call it integrity. Doing the right thing without being consented to do so. But hey, I was taught that by the military, and according to this guy's logic, they're considered bullies. Sorry guys, you defend my country and all, but you know, you really gotta start lying to people more. I also have to bring this up, because you basically said here that I am a judgmental human being, and labeling me as this horrible person who all he does is judges people, and all this other stuff that you left me. Folks, I was working at an amusement park all day when I finally got these messages. So I couldn't even have the chance to get to his whiny ignorance because, well, I wasn't even home. I was busy escorting Scooby-Doo around the Sasquatch. It's also funny how you're trying to taunt me about how I'm not responding to you while I'm not even home, and yet a few posts ago, you're basically telling me to leave you alone. talk about not making the situation any better. Now, folks, I really don't want to be that guy who makes like a million videos on this individual, mainly because in the previous video I did just get done criticizing him for making 10 posts on the same person. I just felt like doing this because I felt this needed to be talked about. That and Mr. Saraven needs something to come home to when he arrives home from Italy. Egvuna apul vilpau. Yeah, my Icelandic is terrible. This is Rel, and what was so calculating about my rant video? So what, do I teach algebra now or something? Okay, class, we are now going to learn about hypotenuses. Here, x equals y, while p equals b. What does A stand for? Cyberbullying? Get out of my class, Jimmy!
I mean, really, I could have done this whole boss fight myself. But, to be fair, I guess you did absorb a bit of damage for me, which was nice. You were an adequate meat shield, and no one can ever take that away from you.
Fuck, shut up!
So, for those of you who came in late, and that one guy playing Bejeweled back there, shoot for the stars. It'll make it more fun when I kick you back into the dirt.